Welcome back to another episode of Sailing Lane. In this episode, you can join us as we discover the beauty of the coastal area of the quaint village of Landeda as we wait out the weather out at sea.
Nå skal jeg vise hvordan vi tar gjølla til land.
It was already October 16th, and strong southwesterly winds were once again keeping us from sailing south, and we were not about to push against the winds and waves again, especially since our next goal was to cross the notorious Bay of Biscay, which, by the way, is recommended to cross before August 15th. Discouragement and soon COVID restrictions were impending upon us. When we first arrived L'Aber Wrac'h, we anchored in the opening of the Wrac'h River a little ways outside of the small village and port of Landeda. As I mentioned in the last episode, L'Aber Wrac'h is a port on the north coast of Finisterre, 25 kilometers north of Brest. It is considered the ideal stopover for sailors transiting between the English Channel and the Atlantic, since it is the only port in deep water between Brest and Roscoff.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
Oi, det er strøm ute, tror jeg. Er det ikke ganske mye strøm?
As always, it feels great to get off the boat and explore the area. At this time, we didn't know that we soon wouldn't be allowed to do much of that. Here, Niko was starting to get interested in the idea of filming, so we took the liberty of showing his perspective of his first impressions of L'Aber Wrac'h. Before heading back to the boat, we decided to take a little dinghy adventure upriver to see what was there. It was pretty shallow in some places, and as shown earlier, the tide is big here, so we had to time our passage carefully so we wouldn't end up on muddy ground.
Det ser ut som du har prøvd å få det så motsigende som mulig.
As you could see here, there was a certain area where the water was deepest, where boats could hook up to a mooring ball. It looked like a lot of these boats were abandoned. And all of a sudden, the propulsion in our motor stopped. Not good.
Det kom vann inn i bensin, tror vi.
We were lucky to get the motor started again, but the next day, it wouldn't turn on at all.
Ja, der er mye vann her.
We just love to be an anchor. I mean, just look at that sunset. You don't get that kind of unobstructed view in the harbor. Having to wait on the weather once again was a letdown. And now our dinghy motor wouldn't start. So while we were waiting on Ivan to try to fix the motor, we were pretty much stuck out on anchor. We tried to lighten the mood by baking some treats. My mom's scrumptious Mounds bars recipe.
Det kom vann inn i bensin, og da må vi fikse motoren.
Ivan discovered a crack in the cap of the gas tank, which had leaked in rainwater while stored on deck. Yet another newbie lesson learned the hard way. So we had to clean out the entire fuel system and carburetor to get the motor to function again.
Den.
Nei! Jeg kommer til å treffe Jolla.
De der stor. Det går ikke bra. Det går ikke bra. Oi! Det ble bra. Det er også et hotell.
Nå virker den!
Jeg har fikset hele motoren selv.
Egentlig gjorde han ingenting. Hun var på testtur med Jolla.
The next day was another wait on the weather day, so it was time to get our feet back on ground and explore some of the many coastal trails of the area. We discovered that it wasn't such a shabby place to have to wait out the weather, even though winter was crouching at our door. Day 4, and it was time to focus on schoolwork again. Okay, Aspen, are you ready to take today's card, National Geographic animal card?
Yeah.
Okay, don't look. Which one did you get? What is it? Oh, that's a weird looking thing. The lanternfly. This insect pokes its long, sharp mouth into trees and other plants. Then it drinks sap, the sugary juice found inside plants. Okay, do you want to go post it up onto the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go show us where you put it. Notice the sound of the howling wind outside, by the way. So that's Tuesday's card. Thank you. It was also time to reprovision again, so we were prepared to depart on short notice. As usual, we used our backpacks to carry all the groceries out. Everyone had to take their share. However, a nice Norwegian woman living locally noticed us speaking Norwegian and offered to drive me and the groceries back to the harbor. So the boys got to walk back without a heavy load. Luxury! By this time, the weather was starting to get pretty bad, so we decided it was time to pull up the dinghy to get ready to sail into the harbor the next day.
Flaggermus. Følg med på den som er ekkel. Jeg følger bare rundt på én.
Det er ganske dårlig plass, kan man se. Man kan se at det er ganske dårlig plass. Det er en familie. Det er en familie. Vi kan ikke se det.
This about sums up our first week in L'Aber Wrac'h, France. Stay tuned for the continuation of how our sailing story unfolds in COVID-stricken France. Today is Monday, October the 26th, and the boys have decided to take over today. They're gonna be the adults, yeah, while we are the children. Hi out there, all friends and family who are wondering what the update is on us here in France. There's been a hurricane in the northern Atlantic, which has created and caused huge waves and wrong wind and wave direction across the Bay of Biscay. Hey guys, we're breaking out of the boat. I almost feel like we should go incognito, because this is the first day of lockdown and everyone's like afraid and hiding at home. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.